Hey, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for the weekend beginning on the 5th of July, 2019. It'll be that Friday through the weekend. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or NotSoMysticalTarot.com. If you'd like a personal or private reading, you can do that there. Everything will be in the description along with the timestamps for each individual sign, so definitely check out your moon and rising because it's a general reading. All of the readings are up for July for each individual sign also. So all of your career, money, finance, love, relationship, romance, and then your first half of July and second half of July for each individual sign. So check those out. If you can't find the reading that you're looking for, just get a hold of me at NotSoMysticalTarot.com or NotSoMysticalTarot@gmail.com, and I will help you out. I'll help you find the one that you're looking for, okay? All right. Let's get started with Aries. What do we have? Death. Okay. Nothing to freak out about here. I kind of like when I see this card, as it just lets us know that the time has come to finally release something. And you've got the Star. So Star is about everything that you want to be, do, and have, you can have. And what I'm thinking this has to do with is that you can rest in the knowledge that you need, that it's finally time to let some things go so that you can do these other things, because the Star is about everything that you want to be, do, and have, and dreaming big and all of that. But the thing is, if you've got some old baggage and things that are hanging around, it's really hard to pursue something new, to head in a new direction, to change the way you look at things. It's really difficult to do that. So there's something that before you can pursue this other thing that you really want to get involved with, there's something that you have to let go. And like I said, watch your moon and rising because it may give you a little more information. I'm thinking that you probably know what this thing is anyways. It doesn't have to be anything huge either. It can be something small. You do have the Emperor here. This can either be, let me see if we're too far away. Okay. The Emperor is actually kind of the sign of, it kind of goes along with the Aries card. The Emperor is completely and entirely in charge. He knows what's going on all the time. He would never be caught unaware in any way, shape, or form. So there could be someone in your life that's very domineering in that way, where you're going to have to kind of walk away from allowing them to be in charge of all of your stuff and make you the one in charge of all of your stuff. And this also can represent you, and maybe I keep feeling like there's something about control. Maybe if you have issues, we all have issues sometimes being controlling, it may be that you need to release some sort of control so that you can move forward with these bigger dreams that you have. Because when you dream really, really big, like this kind of stuff, we often don't really have control over the timing or how it all works out. We kind of can't control those scenarios. So it could be something along those lines. Let's just get one more card. Oh, there it is. The Hierophant. Wow, a lot of rules. I feel like you've made a lot of rules for yourself. Like you've made it, I don't want to say difficult, but it feels like I can't breathe. It feels like there's so many plans and so much in the works and so much, like I say, control. That's all I can hear is it's time to let go of that control. Control issues, being control freakish. You can't do something different and dream real big and think out of the box when you're super controlled or controlling. And the Hierophant's all about following the rules and things too. That's why I'm saying it could be someone in your life that's very controlling, or your own rules you have for yourself they're holding you back. It's time to kind of break all the rules, let all of that stuff go so that you can pursue this. And the nice thing about the Death card is that Death comes in and kind of sweeps all that stuff out the door. So let Death do its job. Let it sort of sweep that stuff out of the way and move on now. Now it's time for something completely different for you, Aries. All right, we're going to move on to our Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? The High Priestess. Super, super high intuition. And the Four of Cups. Taurus, I feel like you already know this. Your intuition is very high. You've put some serious emotional effort into some things and you're not really getting the return that you wanted. And when I see this card in this situation, I just think, and I'm so over it. It looks like like, I almost think you knew this was the way it was going to go, but you felt like you had to put forth this effort in this certain direction. Whether anything came out of it or not, it didn't. That wasn't the point. The point was you had to try. But it seems at this point you're just like, yeah, I'm over it now. Like, I've done what I can do, and I've got nothing else to give, and so I'm done. And your intuition will tell you when you're done. It probably told you in the beginning that you were going to be done. I have a feeling. You have this Eight of Wands. I just want to get that up there closer because it's a little dark. The lighting's a little in here. But the Eight of Wands is about the energy moving really fast. And so combined with your intuition, knowing that, like, what's done is done is done, and, like, the I'm so over it, this is going to be, this weekend, maybe the time that you're just like, yeah, I'm over this, I'm over you, I'm over whatever problems. It doesn't have to be romantic either. I mean, it just can be like a friend that's, like, sucking the life out of you. You know how we have those friends, I call them assholes. They ask you for their advice, you know, or advice over and over. You spend all this time giving them all this advice, and then they keep doing the same stupid stuff. And you're just like, yeah, I'm done and I'm over it. So I really feel like you are over it, and your intuition's told you in the beginning, but it's telling you now, like, okay, you've done all you can do. Like, let's walk away. Now, the interesting thing, that's why we love the tarot, is you have the Ace of Cups, and that tells me that when you are rid of this other situation and all of this stuff, and, like, I feel like intuitively you know this, there's another opportunity that's opening for you in that realm. So when you've cleared out this kind of nonsense, you're going to be able to be open to something completely different. And I think also, until you get rid of this, this will not present itself. So it's important that that you just get past whatever that kind of stuff is and just move on. It's time for something different for you. And like I said, watch your moon and rising, because it may give you a little more clarification. All right, we're going to head into our Geminis. We have the Page of Swords. You are the Swords, Gemini, and the Knight of Wands. Well, all right. Pages are messages. They're intellectual messages about using your brain. And the knights are bringers of energy, and the Knight of Swords, like, does whatever feels good. So you may this weekend have some opportunities to kind of go and just do whatever feels really, really good. And, you know, what we're seeing here is that's okay. Like, go and do those things that feel good, but make sure you use your brain when you do these things. And a lot of times when I see these combinations of the swords and this Knight of Wands together, I often have the feeling like, be careful what or who you get yourself involved with, because if they're not on the same emotional page as you, it could be very stressful. So you may be out just for a lot of fun, and someone else may be like, oh, I love you. You know, like, so use your brain. I mean, you know what you're getting yourself involved with. And if you want to just go out and have fun, then go out and have fun. But be smart about it. That's the message here. Be smart about it. Oh, you got the Knight of Swords. Be really smart about it, okay? Because knights are bringers of energy. You have the Page of Swords bringing you the message first, and then you have the Knight of Swords bringing you this energy. So I feel like that's kind of trying to combat this a little bit. This feel-good momentum, it may be a little bit more than you had bargained for. Maybe that you didn't quite see this coming, and you might be overtaken a little bit. When that happens, you have the Hermit here, and the Hermit's all about, like, hey, take a step back, you know, like, when you feel like you might be just jumping into something that you shouldn't be, it's important to possibly take that step back and think, is this what I should be doing? But give yourself a minute. And you know what, if you evaluate it using your logical brain here and say, you know what, yeah, I'm just going to go and do what I want, it's going to be fun, then go and do it. But if you take that step back and you employ your logical brain and you're like, I don't know, you may want to rethink it. I just say be careful this weekend what or who you get yourself involved with. That's all. All right, we're going to move on to our Cancers. What do we have for Cancer heading into the weekend? Three of Pentacles. A lot of people use this weekend for things like this. Let's see what else you get. In the Three of Cups. Okay, Three of Pentacles is about having a plan. And this is about really great social times, you know, vibing with your tribe, hanging out with people that are really important to you, and just really genuinely, like, feeling the love and enjoying yourself. What I am seeing here with this Three of Pentacles, though, is like, this is like the architect builds, you know, designs a building with blueprints so that the people can actually build it. that's saying if you want to have a really great social weekend, I think it's important for you to put some kind of a plan in place so that you can do that. Don't just think that people are going to call you up and invite you to do great stuff. Maybe it's you that should have the party. Maybe you should plan a little get together for the weekend, or call up some friends and say, hey, what are you doing? And like maybe make some plans, because I think you're going to be feeling a little bit social this weekend. And if that's the case, you want to make sure that you don't end up sitting home and being bummed because nobody called you, when you could call and you can make the plans, and you could plan this social time, and you could really just have a great time this weekend. It does seem like it's a social feeling weekend for you. Okay, can't get this one back in. So you have the 10 of Cups that comes up with that. So a little bit of planning on your part, and it looks like you really are in for a great weekend. A time with, like, this can be family, really close friends, but it's definitely going to pay off if you take the time to make those plans that you want to make. And then you have this 3 of Swords coming up here, and you know what? I think this is past pain. This is maybe like, I don't want to. For someone, you don't want to plan something that nobody comes to. But you know what? If you go with the people who you're really close to and the people that you really care about, that's not going to be an issue. Don't let this feeling of maybe getting rejected, or somebody say, oh no, we already have plans, I don't want to do that. Don't let that keep you from putting yourself out there. I definitely think it's a weekend, Cancer, for you to put yourself out there a little bit, okay? So put yourself out there. Don't be afraid of somebody rejecting you or saying like, oh, we don't want to go to your house. Like, come to our house. And you'd be like, okay. Like I said, just put yourself out there a little bit. And I think it could be a really great weekend with some planning, socially for you, okay? All right, we're going to move on to our Leos. What do we have for the Leos? The Magician. All right, Leo, what are you up to? What are you working on? Something pretty cool. Okay. And the 4 of Pentacles. Leo, you just never know with the Leos what they're going to be doing, but it's also, it's middle of the year. You got 6 months left. We've done 6 months of the year. This could be a time where, with this 4 of Pentacles, this kind of says, man, maybe you ought to not go out and spend a ton of money. Maybe you ought to kind of keep an eye on your finances. Maybe this, being that it's mid-year, you're going to spend some time this weekend kind of evaluating what your goals were financially for the year, where you have come from and where you're trying to get to. And the Magician here, you have the infinity sign above here, and he's got every single element with him. And the thing about that is you just have to ask for what you want. So if you need help in this realm, you need help getting things under control, you need guidance, this is the time to ask for that, because you will find it. The other thing is, this can also be more than finances. This is like your tangible environment. This can be your home organization. It could be maybe you're getting your garden planted and you need some help or whatever, or you just are like, this is what I gotta do this weekend. I gotta stay home and handle this. There's some sort of business that you need to like stay home and handle this weekend. I don't know if you have like your annual house clean out or something like that, some kind of budgetary issue, garden party planning, like planting, all that kind of stuff. I don't know, but you've got something, wow, something this weekend that is important for you to manage. You have the 8 of Pentacles, so it definitely is going to involve some work, and I almost feel like it's like manual labor work. So if it's not your finances, maybe it is, that project you've been putting off that you haven't finished, or cleaning out that thing that, the basement that you said you were going to do, planting that garden you said you were going to plant. But the thing is, the hard work that you put in will be very, very visible. So that's really important to note. So don't get all sad and bummed out because you're not going to maybe have a wild party this weekend. It might just be that you're going to, at first you're going to be like, oh, but you know what, once you get going on it and you really get it, you get everything in order, it's going to feel really, really great. And then you have the Page of Pentacles. So that's definitely, pages are message bringers, okay? So you have this message being brought to you, especially about this 4 of Pentacles, that it's time to kind of batten down the hatches, stay home, get your house in order, get your plans in order for the rest of the financial year. Whatever it is that you need to clean up and take care of at home, this weekend is the weekend to do that for you guys. All right, and now we're going to move on to our Virgos. What do we have for the Virgos? Our Virgo watchers, what do we have going on for Virgo? the Two of Swords and the Moon. Okay. There is something that is right in front of you that you don't want to see, which we have that knowledge from the Two of Swords there. Also, here you have the Moon, and the Moon is about not seeing things quite the way that they are in reality, kind of putting like a misty veil over things and ignoring the obvious and stuff that like in the light of day would be much more easily seen. You know how you go to dinner at a restaurant, it's all candlelight and it looks very romantic and very pretty, and then like if you were to go there in the broad daylight light of day, you'd be like, oh, there's, you know, mark on the wall and the tablecloth isn't as clean, and it's that kind of thing. This is choosing to not lift the veil over here. Now you also have the Seven of Wands, which says there could be some people kind of like a little bit giving you some kind of negative feedback and kind of giving you some pushback about something that you really want to do. But I want to be clear. You notice how she's got her wand held up, but she's not engaged with them. She's just kind of like, no thanks. You have to deal with this on your own. Whenever this is going to come to light because you choose to see it. Negative things from other people really are just going to put you off track and kind of lead you off of your path where you need to be. So don't let that influence you. Just when somebody has something negative to say, just say, you know, thanks for that. I'll think about it, and just kind of get out of there, because do notice that you're up on this high hill and these people must be down pretty far beneath you. So like you're on this kind of vibration up here and these people are down here. So let them stay down there. You just, no thanks, turn and do. You've got to deal with this. You've got to deal with whatever this is that you're not really seeing the reality of. You also have the Page of Cups, and Pages bring messages. This is an emotional message, so it's something that maybe you don't want to see emotionally that's happening. Maybe it's you need to move closer to someone and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that, or this is, you know, you have reasons in your mind that you think everything is fine and it's not. But whatever the case might be, you are getting some kind of emotional message to kind of wake yourself up that way too. So ignore these people because you've got other important things to deal with. Listen to the emotional messages you get, and definitely watch your moon and rising, because it might give you a little bit more information as to what you have going on. Okay? All right. Let's go next to our Libras. What do we have for Libra? Nine of Swords, Libra. You are the Swords, so this is not hugely surprising. And the Queen of Cups. Okay. This is just ruminating over something, like, and this could be like, you know, you're kept up at night. It's kind of like you know, it isn't necessarily the literal case, but it could be that every time you have a free moment, there's something you're kind of agonizing about. And then you have this Queen of Cups here, and whenever I use this deck and the Queen of Cups comes up in an instance like this, I always point this out. Look at her face. Does she look particularly like happy to you, or does she look exhausted and like totally like, I got nothing left? This says to me the Queen of Cups is extremely nurturing and caring and kind and gentle, but it says to me that perhaps you are putting yourself out way too much and not getting any kind of self-care, or you have responsibilities that like you are shirking because you're so busy taking care of everybody else, all of their things, whatever they need, and so now in the back of your mind, you're like, I'm supposed to be doing this, this, and this, and I'm not doing that. Like, you're worrying and ruminating over something because you're putting yourself out a lot. This Queen of Cups, while she is so nurturing, I also can sometimes see her as being a little bit of a martyr, and not intentionally. More because she doesn't mean to do it. She just wants to be everything to everyone, and then it becomes like this internal conflict that she's fighting. So really take a look at what you're doing for other people, and if you're taking care of yourself enough, and really look inside and check on that. You have the Seven of Pentacles coming up here, and Seven of Pentacles is all about making choices, making educated choices and good choices, not just taking whatever comes, not just settling for whatever's left over. In this big deck here, the Seven of Pentacles shows one pentacle laying on the ground, and there's a guy there, and he's not picking it up. Because, you know, like when you go apple picking, do you pick up the apples off the ground, or do you pick them off the tree, right? So just because something happens to roll on the ground in front of you, do you pick it up and go, this is good enough for me? It's the same thing with, like, when you take care of everybody else and don't take time for yourself. It starts to build up this, like, emotional and mental stress. So be very choosy about what you put yourself into and what you put yourself out for. You know what I mean? I'm maybe being clear about that. You do also have the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is about doing a lot of work. And that's what I'm saying here. You can see all those pentacles up there. He's doing a lot of work, and it's very satisfying. That's the other thing, is that you might just be caught up in doing a lot of other work for a lot of other stuff, but you're not. There's something that's going unattended to, and it's milling around in your mind. So be really, really conscious of that as you move through this weekend, and try to make yourself a priority. I think that's really, really important. All right, we're going to head to our Scorpios. What do we have for Scorpio? Seven of Cups. Okay, and what do we have with it? The Queen of Cups. Libra got this too. Okay, Seven of Cups is about a lot of different emotions kind of coming at you at once. And you can see them as opportunities, or you can see them as like, wow, if one more person asks me for something that they need, I'm going to lose my mind. And with this deck, and I pointed this out to Libra, if you look at her face, she does not look happy to me. She looks exhausted. This to me always says a lack of self-care, even though the Queen of Cups is incredibly nurturing. In a situation like this, I see that as like she has been nurturing to everyone, and everyone is needing things. This is like a mom with like a few kids at home, and all their friends are over, and they're like, can I have a snack? Can I have a snack? Like, it's that kind of thing where everybody is wanting something from you, something totally different. They're wanting to engage you in some different way, and it's a constant barrage of stuff. And this queen, she keeps giving and giving and giving and giving. And I really think it's important with this seven to pick out the things that are most important and handle those, and then you're going to need to back that off, because you can't be everything to everyone. And, you know, with it being like a holiday weekend in the U.S., and there's a lot of entertaining that goes on and a lot of attending to other people, it can be so much. Look at this. So you get the Ace of Cups to kind of clarify this. And yes, this is an opportunity, right? But what you notice here, there's one of them. And like I said, you need to pick and choose here. So maybe out of all of these people, or all of these family members, or all of these social obligations, situations that you might have coming up, it's important for you to pick one and really focus on that this weekend, and put your effort into that, and then know when to back away. Because remember, you can't be all these things to all these people, give, and then have anything left for yourself. And then, you know, you're like this empty shell of a person, right? Like you're miserable and resentful and angry and all of that. So that ace right there says to me, yes, there's always an opportunity, but it's one at a time. So pick one. Yeah, look at that, Five of Pentacles. And while Pentacles are, you know, your tangible things, this card is always an emotional card too, because this person is like locked out in the cold, miserable and sad. This is like, there's a whole party going on inside this church, right? If you see it in the bigger cards, there's this whole thing going on inside this church, and this person's outside in the cold being miserable. And I think that happens with the Queen of Cups so often, as she gives, and there's nothing left in here, and she's not fulfilled, and she's unhappy, locked out, sad, like not part of the party. Like, that's what I was saying. If you're hosting a party and everybody's having a great time, and all you're doing is running around cleaning, you're not having any fun. Like, make sure you set some time aside this weekend to really enjoy yourself. Don't try to be everything to everyone all the time, because you really you can't, okay? Watch that moon and rising too. May give you a little bit of a tip off as to when it's going to show up. All right, we are going to move on to our Sagittarians. What do we have for our Sagittarians? Two of Wands. You are the Wands, Sagittarius, and the Lovers. Okay. Two of Wands is either, I'm hearing like a repair, given this, because this is like a small amount of victory and a little bit of planning. This is almost, to me, I feel almost like a reconciliation of some sort. This can be romantic, of course, with the Lovers, but it can also just be a really close friendship. It can be a close colleague at work. It can, you know, where something has gone wrong, and it might not have been a huge wrong, but it's gotten, I'm hearing like more off track, and like you're gonna like, okay, we're gonna fix this, and we're gonna move forward. We're gonna we're going to see where we can take this from here. But I really do feel like some kind of reconciliation with someone very, very close to you. And like I said, it could be romantic. It could just be like a wrong or a perceived wrong that you're trying to kind of heal from and move on. I mean, with it too, that's not your long range. That's like, okay, I'm not going to kill you this weekend. And you know what? Sometimes that's all we've got, and that's okay. And like I said, whether it's a close family member or it is, you know, in fact, a romantic partner or a close colleague, you know, something like that, whatever it is I'm hearing this weekend, freaking let it go. Let it go. If there's a reconciliation possible, wouldn't you rather do that than you know, keep it going? I'm really trying to get another card for you. Let's get some cards to clarify what we're, okay, we got two here. All right, well, here you go. You got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is not super emotional, so she is saying, listen, if you're gonna fix this or make this new plan or do things this way, then do them that way. Don't go back and forth. Don't be wishy-washy, because she's not wishy-washy. She's gonna be like, you made a decision, now make the decision and handle it. Move forward from here. Don't go back and like muckrake and you did this and you did that. I really feel like there's some kind of reconciliation. And here you have the Magician. So the Magician has everything available right out there for you, right, in an infinite amount, like the little symbol up there. But you do need to put out the effort to get what you want. You know, it's not just going to show up. So you might have to make the first move to reconcile whatever this issue is. Even if you don't want to, you may have to put yourself out there, and that's okay. You may have to like just take a deep breath and force yourself, and that's okay. You can do it. But I definitely think it's one of those, like, you can just keep digging up the old stuff, or you can just, you know, cut that line, draw the line in the sand and go, okay, we're going to move on. I don't know, this is my 2-week plan. It's not a plan for the next 5 years, but in the next 2 weeks or this weekend, like I said, I'm not going to kill you, you know, for whatever it is. And it could be all different things. It's a general reading, so watch your moon and rising, but just take it one step at a time. One step at a time. You don't have to fix everything all right this weekend, but you just want to take the steps in that direction. Steps to healing, I think. So, some kind of healing. I don't know, you could even be that you're just mad at yourself or something, whatever it is, but take those steps because you definitely deserve it. All right, we're going to head to our Capricorns. What do we have for Capricorn? Ooh, 6 of Wands, Capricorn. All right, and the Ten of Swords. You guys have been beaten up a little bit lately, huh? You know, when I see that 6 of Wands, this is always about a victory, and it's a substantial victory. And you know what? In victories, when somebody wins, somebody loses, and you have this Ten of Swords here. I feel like maybe, I don't think this is you. I think you have kind of overcome something, or there's been some sort of victory for you, and then there's someone kind of left in the dust, and they may be taking it this way, and I think you may want to, I feel like you might want to beat yourself up a little bit, and make it like you feel guilty because you did well. You know what I mean? It's like when, let's say you lose 20 pounds and someone says to you, wow, you look really great, and you go, oh no, I'm still really fat. Do you know what I mean? Like, you feel like you shouldn't enjoy the victory that you have because, you know, people along the way, maybe they got hurt, or maybe they didn't come with you to make this victory, so they're kind of left out in the cold, so you feel a little guilty. But you know what? It's not about you. You have the 3 of Cups, so you have a tribe that you can vibe with. You know, this is all about like vibing with your tribe. This is where you need to look for your satisfaction. You should enjoy this victory that you've had. Really enjoy this, and don't let stuff like this take that away from you. Because like I said, when people win, there's always people that lose, and don't get too caught up in that. It's just kind of the way things go, right? The other cards you have is the Page of Pentacles. Pages bring messages, right? So you have a message being brought to you, and you are the Pentacles, you are the Earth signs, and it's saying focus on the tangible stuff, focus on the tangible success. Don't get stuck in your head, like I said, feeling guilt and weirdness about something that you can't do anything about, okay? All right, we'll just move on to our Aquarians, and like I said, watch your moon and rising, so, okay? All right, we'll move on to our Aquarians. what do we have for our Aquarians for this weekend? Oh, the Two of Swords. I'm an Aquarius and I keep getting this card. What am I ignoring? And the Knight of Cups. Yeah, Knights are bringers of emotional energy, and I think a lot of times being air signs, you know, the Aquarians are air signs, so we are the Swords. We are really intellectual. We stay up, and it doesn't mean we think we're smart. It's we just get stuck up in our head a lot of times about things, and there seems to be some kind of rush of emotion coming this weekend, and I think it's going to be one of those things where you're going to have to deal with it, whatever it is, whether it's a happy thing or an upsetting thing. It doesn't really matter. You're going to have to deal with it. You do have the Page of Pentacles, so it's something right in your tangible realm. You aren't going to be able to get away. Pages bring messages, and this is saying, hey, this is right here in your realm. This is in your backyard. You're going to have to pay attention to it, so you're going to have to take this blindfold off, and whatever this emotional thing is, you know, you're going to have to kind of pick it up and deal with it head on. You're not going to be able to get away from it. No matter how hard you try. You have another Two of Swords. So you're going to try really hard to ignore what's happening here, and you're not going to be able to, because it's going to be put right into your tangible realm, or like in your face, like put right in your face. So resolve here to just take the blindfold off and deal with this, rather than have it sneak up and, like, you know, smack you in the face later. I would be on the lookout for some kind of emotional issue, whether it's with you or with someone close to you, and just get ready to just head that off at the pass, okay? All right, we'll move on to our Pisces. What do we have for Pisces? Pisces, the World. Oh, that's nice for you, Pisces. And the Six of Pentacles. Oh, Pisces, you guys have been through it lately too, and this is really nice to see here that you have the World, every opportunity in front of you. And you also have the Six of Pentacles, which is about being abundant enough that you can help other people and pay it forward. And that may just give you this opportunity, allowing yourself to consider other people. And not that you don't, because you really always do. You guys are just sweet like that as the day is long. The Wheel of Fortune too. But I feel like you paying it forward and you helping other people just makes you more abundant and gives you more and more opportunities. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune, and I will be quick about this before I run out of time. This is not just good luck happening for no reason. Good luck happens because you have put yourself out there. Good luck happens because you are making good choices. You make bad choices, you have bad luck. You make good choices, you have good luck, okay? In the Knight of Swords, this is, Knights bring energy. Knights are bringers, and this is your intellectual energy. So this is saying, keep it real, like keep it black and white. Don't get all emotional with whatever this paying it forward thing is, because it is going to provide you, like if you go and volunteer and you network and make some great business connections, it's okay. Like enjoy that, take the benefits of that, because that's what happens when you pay it forward. You get all that back in return. So just stay up in your head, make good decisions, make good choices, and your luck will be very, very good this weekend. So I'm interested to hear how that all works out for you. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.